Welcome back to Technology Review. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Technology Review TV. Remember to give us a thumbs up. You can find me also on Twitter, twitter.com/Mac Jackson Jr. or my website, macjacksonjr.com. In this segment, we are talking about Business Spotlight, and we're going to mix in a little bit of new gadgets as well. We're talking about basically this segment of why businesses need to have cybersecurity awareness training. Why it's important to them. If you're a business owner, you definitely need to have policies and procedures within your organization that gives a clear, defined report on what to do if there is a cyber breach within your organization. You need to have a clear plan. And that's basically what my company does, MJ Computer Concepts. My company, with my team of cybersecurity experts, will come in your organization and provide vulnerability testing, penetration testing, password testing, and training for your employees to make sure that you're up on the latest techniques that there are in the market today regarding cybersecurity for your organization. So you must ask yourself this question if you're a business owner. What is the biggest cybersecurity threat to businesses? The biggest threat to businesses, folks, is that businesses are not mapping their cybersecurity threat to their bottom line. In other words, they're looking at it as an IT issue. Ask your IT person. Maybe have him go in and put in some code or program that he's very, very good at, but I'm telling you that there is more legal behind the scenes that needs to be understood and in your plan when it comes to your cybersecurity. There's training for your employees, and that's what we do. So when you look at the possible threats, there are 3 areas that are vulnerability that you could have within your organization. And if you have a cyber attack, you have to think of it this way, folks. A cyber breach equals financial losses, reputational damages, and legal entanglements. Let's take a look at each of these. Financial losses. If a cyber hacker breaks into your organizations, they're looking for data, information, which they could sell in the black market. If your customers find out that the information was compromised and stolen and sold, it can affect your business, and especially the business reputation. Again, think of an example of Target. Target merchandisers, they had a definitely downswing in their profits because of the cyber attacks that they had. Now they've put in extra precautions now after the cows already left the barn, so to speak, but it's important that you have these particular processes in place. And of course, legal entanglements. Yeah, legal entanglements, folks. Having to deal with all of the lawsuits that are involved by having your customers' data stolen. So definitely think about that. It's very important. So when you look at the situation, you have to think of that cybersecurity is not just an IT issue. It's an issue that affects your entire company, and it points to the company's bottom line. You have to have HR involved in it, the accounting department's involved. It's called informational governance, folks. And if you've never heard that before, definitely contact my office or contact your CPA firm, your legal firm, and they'll be able to give you some guidance. But it's very important. Even if you're a small organization, you need to have some sort of documentation to protect your business. So you must ask yourself the question, would you know if you were under a cyber attack? And here's another one for you. How much would it cost you? Would you know how much it would cost you if you were down? If your computer systems were down and you could not do those transactions within your organization because you had no PC or no server, because your server was hacked with ransomware? That's a great example of one of the major attacks that's going on now is ransomware, where computers are shut down and locked up and data cannot be acquired from them because of ransomware. Now, backup and restore may work, it may not. There are pros and cons behind that too. You could be backing up malware as well. So it's not as simple as backing up your data on floppy drives, which we used to do in the last century. We have to be aware, folks, and there are things we can do to be aware. Like training your employees not to click on emails that are not from someone that they know. But here's another catch to that. Now hackers are using emails within your organizations of people who work there. They'll send you an email with the name of your boss in the URL in the email, and you'll think it's from them, and it's not, with the link. Something like corporate profits for this month's spreadsheet. Please review documents. Of course, it sounds very important, sounds legit, something you've been utilizing before. You click it, bang, malware in your machine. And that's just one example. So having proper training can help your organization avoid lots of these types of issues. So let's take a look at additional things your company could do. Let's talk about maintaining stronger passwords. Within your organization, your employees should have a regiment of changing their passwords every so often. Let's say 60 or 90 days. There are some companies that have every 6 months. Depends upon you, but you need to have something written and documented about that. So passwords. Also, if your employees use information at home to connect to work, where they put the two together, they can work from home, they need to make sure that the router has a proper passphrase, not just a password, and something that is strong and cannot be hacked by a hacker. The best way to do it is to have a two-tier router, right? You have two-tier, one for guests and one for the main router. And the main router is used for your home, and have the other router used to access for guests, but make sure it's passphrased. Give you extra layer of protection. Make sure you have antivirus software, folks. Antivirus software set up on all your devices, including your smartphones. I was asked in my presentation today, what is a great antivirus software I should have on my smartphone? Because my smartphone was kind of reacting very strangely earlier. That's what this individual told me, and I said, do you have antivirus software on this phone? He goes, I have it on my computer at work and my laptops, but I don't have it on my phone. So you must have it on your phone as well, because your phone is nothing more than a small version of your laptop or desktop. And again, do not plug in devices onto your desktop or your laptop to charge. If you go to my LinkedIn page, folks, at linkedin.in.macjackson.jr., I have a photo there of an office that I've done some work for, and the user has their smartphone plugged into the USB drive. And I took a picture of that to send it out to everybody on LinkedIn as a way of saying, you see, this is what we're talking about when we talk about BYOD policies. This is a violation of a security policy, because the phones should not be charged on the USB drive of the computer. Now, again, there's other people in the cybersecurity researchers and experts that say that it's fine to do that long as those USB ports are locked down. This organization didn't do that. They don't have that. Those USB ports are available that anyone could use them. Now, if your organization wants to use them and you can lock them down, it has to be a part of your policies and procedures that those USB ports are locked down, and if any device is inserted within them, that a message will be sent to management or a system administrator letting know that port on that device is being used. So those are some things, folks, that sound really detailed, but it's just another way. And I'll give you an example. If that employee's smartphone had been infected with malware that they have acquired from a coffee shop using a free Wi-Fi here in Las Vegas on a strip, or having their home computer compromised with malware, then they take their phone into their office and plug it in to charge it, transfers the malware from their phone to the desktop, and creates problems. So that's why it's very important to have a BYOD policy. Those are just some of the steps, folks. There are lots of others, but those are just some of the steps. To find out more, I suggest definitely go to my website at macjacksonjr.com. Give us a call. Sign up for our training. We have training programs that are for 4 hours, 8 hours, and 16 hours to train your employees that will get certified, that they understand the rules and what they need to do within an organization to protect themselves from identity theft and fraud, and it would help you mitigate it tremendously. So if you're ever in an encounter of an audit, you'll be able to say, we've trained our employees on these particular procedures. So again, find out more. Give my office a call at 702-868-0808. That's 702-868-0808. And we'll definitely be able to talk to you about getting some training going on in your organization. Send me an info. You can send me a message or email at info@macjacksonjr.com. That's info@macjacksonjr.com. Stay tuned, folks. We have one more segment here on Technology Review, and we'll be right back after these words of interest.